Yo, 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 yo. Request streaming access. Yo, 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 yo. Let's do this. We finally get to come back to the best deck in the game, the best hero in the game, and say, let's do something interesting with this deck. We're done doing the bread and butter. We want to spice it up just a wee bit by adding more whelming gust waves. And that might be the only change. But I got plenty of cards to consider. There's a couple things that change here. One being that Visit the Floating Dojo might just be a card that I actually want now. Visit the Floating Dojo allows you to put Surging Strike in a card with combo from your graveyard back on top of your deck or on the bottom of your deck. Get a red BANS back in the deck. That's fine. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to consider that. So when we go through here now, we get to consider things like Biting Thorns a little bit more. Now, we could try and add, like, some hybrid stuff to this list. But, oh, I love seeing that. I love to see that. Let's go. This is such a good day for me. Look at the way we just get to add things back in that we never got to play. Oh, man. There's possibilities to open this deck up wide open again. I mean, this could fundamentally change the way this deck works. You could run more reactions, right? You could run more of these. I don't know that Rapid Reflex would be the one that we want, but we can consider it now. Because our targets that we care about are now Whelming Gust Wave more than it is ever been. I don't know what else we want to consider. Hopefully, if you guys are hearing the music, it's not too loud. I don't know, I'll screw around with it a little. Make sure to pop out chat for myself. I am so excited about this ban. I can't even begin to explain. Bonds of Ancestry should have always been a Majestic. It is that powerful. And it defined the deck for so long. There was nothing worth running like that didn't enable your Bonds turns. Every card you put in this deck was about Bonds of Ancestry. At the end of the day, every card was just, how does this play with Bonds of Ancestry? 100 wins. It was just a card with Go Again for Bonds of Ancestry. Flusterfist. It was just the biggest number you could throw at the end of a Bonds of Ancestry chain. We finally get to crack this open again and ask ourselves like new questions. I right now am going to stay away from trying to make this too much of a hybrid list. I am going to open up Part the Mistveil here just to see what cards ought to be considered from this. I know I am interested in... I'll consider Prismatic Leyline now. I like this, but it doesn't have Go again. I still don't really want to add more Ancestral Harmonies, if I'm being honest. Especially because Ancestral Harmony's value has just diminished by, like... It's like 60% less valuable, right? Because you cannot really get the hoops that you have to jump through to get a triple BANS turn are now so much. There's so many more hoops. Like you have to have them in your hand and start with like, you know, if you have them in your hand, you have some Whelmings in your graveyard. You have a Whelming in your hand. You have a Surging Strike. You have to have it naturally and like have Hardened Cross Straps, or you have to Artivore. You have to really get lucky to have a triple BANS turn now, as opposed to playing around the triple BANS turn, which means that this deck not only gets to change, but kind of has to, right? Because this is a like fun mid-range ninja deck, but without our ultra wide turns, what do we end up doing? Do we rely more heavily on our weapon? Because right now, I'll tell you, I was able to add more blues just by having Lord of Wind back in the list. I wasn't on Lord of Wind or Mugenshi Release. We're back on them. I'm super excited about that. They're not... I don't think they're the best cards in the game by any means, but I'm really excited for them to be on the list regardless. This here is a coding bug. I think this is coded as a generic. Definitely can consider this. So right now, this is what the list looks like, making the most obvious changes that I could think of. Making the most obvious changes meant adding in the Lord of Wind line, right? So we got Mugenshi back, we got Lord of Wind back. It also meant I was able to add in another Tenacity, and I was able to add in a Whelming Gustwave, because I cut 4 cards, right? I cut 4 cards. Maybe I cut a little more, actually. I think I cut my Yellow Descendants as well. Let's maybe hold off on that. I think we want our Yellow Descendants because they do come in for 4 off of... they come in for 4. So let's... I mean, I guess I can still... Maybe 1 yellow Whelming is fine. I might not even run that now. Put this in the deck, and then... yeah, I think I like 2 yellow Whelmings still. And we'll take out 1 Winds of Eternity. because we have more blue 3 blocks now, and because I think of Winds of Eternity as a great card when you're like just going crazy, burning through your deck. And that's what Bonds of Ancestry allows you to do. And so when you had this in your hand and you were able to use a Bonds of Ancestry to target 100 wins, and you could reasonably expect to hit with a Winds of Eternity, you were able to not have to lose a card in your deck. You got to put that one back. So it was super helpful for that reason. I do feel that now it might be worth it to even consider, do we run 100 wins at all here? Or do we go with the spinning wheel kick line? Or really rather just spinning wheel kick. But for now, we're going to remove some cards we know that we won't want to play. Chase the Tail's gone because we're not going to try and make this a hybrid list. This is just updating the Bonds of Ancestry list to adjust for the ban. Ancestral Harmony, I only ever run one of this card in the list. It's not the same value as it is in Zen. In Zen, obviously, you get to transcend, right? Not only do you get to transcend, but you're guaranteeing that you're going to get the combo card that you want. So if that card is Bonds of Ancestry, this is automatically going to have 3 points of value because you have your Descendant, your Bonds, and whatever your Bonds targets. So I'm not going to add more of these, but I'm not going to take them out of the maybe board yet. Bittering Thorns is a card that like was super hyped. I'm going to move my camera over here. It's just more natural for me to like talk over this way. Bittering Thorns is a card that was super hyped up. I have seen it played in FAB, but I don't see this card played too much. I'm going to leave it in for consideration now. Cyclone Roundhouse is always a meta-dependent thing, right? If warriors are really good or if there's some sort of equipment. Like, honestly, if assassins were ever, if Azuri was ever the best deck, I would have Cyclone Roundhouse just to banish some equipment that can be recurred. Flying Kick is still too expensive, but I'm willing to consider it. Because if you are on your Tunic and you just have a 2-card hand of a blue and this, and you can go Kadachi, Tunic 7, right? 9 value off of a 2-card hand. Pretty nice. We have to keep considering Mugenshi. How many Mugenshis do we want to run? I only want to run 2 right now. And Prismatic Leyline we can get rid of. We don't need to consider Prismatic Leyline because, yes, we do have, you know, here's why we don't have to consider Prismatic Leyline. Bonds of Ancestry being gone means that we don't run nearly as many yellows or blues, right? That matter. It's a lot more reds and yellows. I often used Mask of the Pouncing Lynx to get a blue Bonds of Ancestry or a yellow Descendant Gustwave. I don't think that card is as good anymore. Obviously, like, these are pretty good ratios if you wanted to play Prismatic Leyline, and I added more yellows, but I think it's more likely, now that we only have red Bonds of Ancestry, and we only run red and yellow Surging Strike, and red and yellow Descendant, unless we're playing a Dishonor at the end, or some other, let's say Flusterfist, any blue card, right? We're probably not getting the blue value. Now, we're losing out on the blue value of Prismatic Leyline now, a little bit more than we were before. So I'm not super interested in that. I am really interested in Rapid Reflex now. And I know that this card has not seen play. This is not... I mean, it is very narrow. Maybe we just do Razor Reflex, but I love a 3-block. I love the idea of being able to hit Whelming Gustwave with this. So I think Whelming Gustwave is more important than ever. The ability to draw a card is increasingly important now that you have less cards that you have access to each turn. Because Bonds of Ancestry was your way of saying, I'm going to play a 5th card this turn, right? I'm going to play more than my hand represents every time I play Bonds of Ancestry, unless I'm playing it without its combo active. And in that case, I'm already in a pretty dire situation, or I just don't have a Bonds of Ancestry in my graveyard, and that's where I want it to be to set up a bigger Bonds turn later, right? So now, now it's more important than ever to get our card draw. But I'm going to pass on this for now. I can always add it back to the list. Standing order, we'll see. We'll see. I haven't loved standing order. When this card came out, I was like, this is the best Katsu card ever. We shattered the glass ceiling for Katsu players. And then I realized, like, nah, not really. It's good. It's a popper when you need it to be. Sometimes it can block pretty well. Sometimes, you know. So I'm iffy on this one. An interesting card to consider adding now is Visit the Floating Dojo, because you are going to want to get those Bonds of Ancestries back into your deck. It is still the most powerful line that you can do, is to play a Bonds of Ancestry. So now, having the ability to do that more turns in a game, I'm so excited, right? They could have just banned Stride of Reprisal, Surfboard. They could have just banned that. But they decided to do something that I think will ultimately help FAB for years when it comes to the Ninja class. The Ninja class there was never a reason. Yes, FAB didn't run Bonds of Ancestry, but when we looked at Zen and when we looked at Katsu, we found that there's just never a reason not to start off with the assumption that you're running Bonds of Ancestry. Limiting it to 3 is awesome. Okay. So we'll take a look at some versions. Right before the Bonds ban, we had 7 Bonds of Ancestries, 7 Whelming Gust Waves, 2 Warmongers, and our Tenacities were in the sideboard. We've added in our Lord of Winds and our Mugenshis. Our Tenacities are now in the main board. What did we take out here? Other than... Okay. This is exactly the kind of thing I want LSS to do, is don't wait for there to be a problem that is just like affecting every deck of a certain class. You know, if Warrior were to get some Go Again card that just every single deck needed to play 9 of those, and anything else that you did was just a worse deck, and we already have that problem with Warrior, but like, let's say like, I mean, I can think of plenty of examples where that's the case, but none so much as Bonds of Ancestry defining, because Bonds doesn't just take up 7 to 9 slots. It takes up additional ones for Whelming, Dishonor, Descendant. We can even... What's our count at right now? 15. I don't really like going lower than 15. I'll put that back in there. I'm gonna put one visit the floating dojo in there. We can get rid of some Flusterfists now. Flusterfist best, like this blue Flusterfist now, it's just the blue block 3 with a 0 cost, right? It's not going to be... We'll have less opportunities to target it with BANS. So, cut down on one of those. I have a hard time. You can let me know if you think Dishonor is now a 2 of. I'll tell you this, it's always at least a 2 of. Because the way that the line works is discarding Dishonor to Katsu to get your Bonds of Ancestry, to target Dishonor, and get a Dishonor from your deck. You need 2 of them, right? But I can see an argument now for Dishonor going to a 2 of instead of 3. Now, I had someone text me and ask me, like, how badly does this hurt Katsu? We don't know yet, right? We don't, like, fully know the extent of it. It doesn't help him at all. Like, he is just worse now. He's just gonna be worse. However, I do have my Kitty Katsu list that people have seen by now. And that list is not a Bonds list. It's not a Dishonor list. And I think that is, I think that's better now. I think that just got better. We're gonna clean this up a bit. We still have 60. Okay, we gotta cut a card. We're at 16 here. It's always like a question that I have of like, is it worth it to just cut my 3rd Warmongers? In this case, like the worst matchup is clearly Azalea. We probably won't have the pressure to keep them from blocking. So I don't think we cut the Warmongers. I can see a reason to cut Double Strike. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Cut 1 Double Strike. I still, like, this is a pet card for me. I'm always gonna run Double Strike, at least 1. If you ever see me at a tournament and want to, like, just, like, freak me out and be like, bet you're about to play Double Strike. And I'll be like, oh my god, I am. We can put this in the inventory and put this in the main board, and for matchups that are maybe a little bit slower, we can play that. All right, now we could either get into a game right here with what we have currently, or we could retune Zen. And we'll take a look at that here. All right. So, I just cut my 3 copies of blue Bonds of Ancestry. And I think I know right away what I'm interested in running. And it's actually not in here at all. I think I'm interested in blue Be Like Water. Let's put blue Be Like Water in there. I'm also maybe interested in Biting Breeze. Blue. And the reason I'm interested in this is if they don't block it and we transcend, then we can play a Chase the Tail and have its combo active. So I'm gonna start by putting Fighting Breeze in the main board. These are cards I'm sure you've probably seen in most Zen decks. I do think I had the I think I ended up having copied the Nationals list. So here's a fun one that I want to continue to consider. Fine Center. But yeah, okay, we run 3 Shifting Winds. As long as we run 3 Shifting Winds, I'm okay considering Fine Center. And another card that people don't like, but I think is worth considering. Tooth and Claw, right? So Tooth and Claw is insane in Blitz. It's so, like, it feels so good. Just like, it's consistently 5 go again, right? If you can get it to be 3, I've had turns where I've had it at 3 and went 5 go again, draw a card, and drew into another Tooth and Claw, and went 5 go again, draw a card. Like, it's so good when it's good, but when it's good is in Blitz, right? So, you know what? Fuck it, right? Like, let's scrap the whole thing. Let's scrap the whole goddamn thing and just make the deck that I want to make now. Because I hated the Bonds. I hated Bonds Zen. I hated Bonds Zen because it was just so boring. It was just so mindless. Yeah, we're gonna go in on Tigers. We're gonna rip Bonds out. Descendant is out. 100 wins, you get to stay in. Okay. So now we're going full Tigers, baby. We got more ways to make Tigers in our hand. We're going to get rid of Spinning Wheel Kick. In its place, we are going to put Tooth and Claw. Okay. Got Tooth and Claw in here. I said I wouldn't cut 100 wins, but I'm considering it. Actually, by the way, if you ever want to know, like, when is Tooth and Claw active, it's every single time that you play Sacred Art. Every time. You're gonna get 3 Tigers. You'll make 2 in your hand from this. You'll pitch it to get a combo card. You'll have the other one. Play it. 5. Go again. It's like I said, much better in Blitz, but it's still good. I know that a lot of people are going to continue to play the Bonds list, but guys, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. Roar of the Tiger. I don't think Roar of the Tiger really has room in this list. It's kind of a tight list. But it feels like it should be in here. I guess the question also is now, like, do we need to run every single Transcend card if we're... and if you're just joining, I've decided I'm building a Zen list today that is just completely off of Bonds of Ancestry. I'm not retooling it to be Bonds of Ancestry with only 3 bonds. I'm retooling it to be what I wanted Zen to be from the beginning, what I enjoy, how I enjoy playing Zen. This is not going to be the meta-defining Zen deck unless it is, but it won't be. That deck will most likely still run Bonds of Ancestry, but I am just so geeked up about that card becoming red only. I'm so happy. If you can't tell, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I want to hear from you guys too. What you guys thought of the ban? Were you upset that Boots didn't go? Were you upset that you paid $200 to spike your skirmish on Blaze? How are you feeling? I am going to... Rowdy Locals comes back in. Rowdy Locals back in. Ancestral Harmony out. Ancestral Harmony out. It doesn't do anything if we're not running a combo-centric list. That's not what we're trying to do here, right? So we're going to put Roar of the Tiger in this list. We got 3 cards that we should cut. What are those 3 cards? What are the 3 cards that we should cut? And don't say Tooth and Claw. I won't listen if you say Tooth and Claw. How's our blues? We could probably get away with cutting some of those. Might cut one of these. And we'll cut a red now. See, what red do I want to cut? Probably is Tooth and Claw. Probably actually is Tooth and Claw. Dun 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 dun. Do it. Got 1 Tooth and Claw. We get Roar back in there. Roar is in there. That's a list I actually want to play. That's a list I'm interested in playing. Okay? So now, you guys let me know what you'd rather see. Would you rather have a game of Katsu or a game of Zen? I'm happy to play either. Don't matter to me none. Okay, I'm thinking we play Katsu. Right? It's Katsu time. Your boy's back. They've already told us we're getting a Katsu spec. How crazy. Like, they didn't say Katsu spec. I don't think they said spec. They said that Katsu, maybe he gets help in Rosetta. They, like, gave us a little wink. And, like, that was awesome. I did actually just take out... I just took out my, Cyclone Roundhouse. We're gonna add these in. We'll add those in. And that. There's our boy. I'm pitching the red one just because I want the resources from the blue one. And I'm probably going to throw a Flusterfist next turn or block with it. I also don't want to give them too many opportunities to filter their hand. So I'm happy with them getting one chance to do that. Hilarious, though. Like, truly very, very funny that that's... I forget my Dory math. I forget Dory math. I mean, 2 resources floating. Could route. Could Singing Steel Blade into another pump. And just go like this. Nice. But here's the thing. And now it's like 1-1. TGL, what are you asking 1-1 about? Oh, man. You know what's a bummer? It's like, I can see your chat, but, like, it's not coming up in the, my, like, little chat box thing. See if I, like, reset it a bit. Now, I don't want to do this here. I could have revealed it, but... this got so much better. Or so much more valuable, I should say. Oh, 1 Katsu, 1 Zen? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. It's kind of suspicious. Is this not super sus? I just revealed that I have a red Bonds of Ancestry in my arsenal. And they're like, oh yeah, block with Command and Conquer. That's super sus. And there it is. Just don't have it. Just don't have Command and Conquer. That... what the frick? What the frick? Oh, dang. No, I don't want to do that because the best follow-up if this doesn't hit is Command and Conquer. Right? Guess we're taking 14 this turn. I think they blocked this pretty easily. This was dumb. Huh? 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 Ah! Ah, rats. This is like the worst way I could have approached this turn. Bam, 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 bam. Let's go! Let's go! Down to 39! Down to 39, let's go! Oh, also, this is not a match I typically run cross-strap in. I run Tunic in this matchup. But everything changes now. Except for that. That's gonna stay the same. So, we have a route that could take it to 7. We have sing... I think I'm just gonna, like, commit super hard here. This is if they do singing into route. Oh, poop. Womp womp. Hey, maybe we get to... maybe we get to do a double bonds after all. I'm confident that Kitty Katsu's the best Katsu now. Kitty Katsu is easily the best Katsu. Because the explosive turns just line up much better. We're committing. Tell him you can't swing that thing twice here. Ah, shit. Ah, booger. Oh, no. This is peak gameplay. All right. I think I'm kind of like good on this one, but I'm not. Oh, it doesn't matter if I'm good on it. I just did. Now, gonna be able to swing. Is that till end of turn, by the way? This is just gonna be 6 into 6. Oh. No. This is much better than I thought it would be. Still crazy to just, like, give the entire hand. Alright. That's not good. That's also not good. Oh no! Nope. If you're wondering if I always play this terribly, the answer is kind of. Yeah, kind of. I might end up doing a tenacity play here. Nope. Gotta do this now before it loses its... before it loses its sauce. Okay. 5-card hand. Okay, 5-card hand. The other thing I could do here is do, like, 2 dishonors. You know? Oh, they're keeping it. They're keeping their hand. Well, let's see if they are. We're not gonna break this just yet. We'll see what happens. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just go for double dishonor. We're gonna go for double dishonor just to make them give us a card from hand, because they could, like, at least one of these, like this one, they're gonna want to give us a card from hand because we can always just breaking scales. See, normally in this list, I would not use either of these until I could, like, line up a double, triple bonds. But now, I don't know. Hopefully I don't end up regretting this and feeling like, okay, very cool. Very cool. Hopefully I don't end up, like, missing this list terribly and missing access to 9 bonds, or 7 rather, is what I ran. But I think in the long term, this is the best thing they could have done for the game. And now we're gonna make them give me 2 cards. These 2 vigors are what's gonna be, like, the real... That's a real problem, right? Because you're gonna be able to swing with a 3-card hand. If they have a react and they just give me Grains of Blood Spill, am I just super baited if I go for it? Because, like, if they just put Grains in front of this... Yeah, am I just super baited if I do this? But, like, if it's a red sink below, like... Is that resource really going to matter when they have Vigor? It's just going to go in their arsenal anyway. Alright, we hit him with it. That's cool. Let's just take the counter off, right? And go to 9. They can go to higher than 9 for sure. I mean... I'll say... Well, that's lethal. I'm glad their hero ability's gone, though. Coming in for at least 6. We got 6 here, and then we got 10. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to take this to 10 at least. So, let's just try and get the counter off. Nice! What did I win? What did I win? Maybe we can hit him with the warmongers. We can survive. We can do it. Ugh. Okay, now the live chat just updated with that question from a while ago. Pump it to 7, but they can easily get it to 8. Oh, I think we gotta do this. And then flick flack. And either survive with a fluster fist or send the fluster fist. And I gotta pee so badly. He's thinking about reacting, he is. I think I just play this here, and hopefully they route and try and do it on Flick Flack. Do it on Flick Flack. Route Flick Flack. Oh, wait, they don't have the resources for that. I'm sure. Yeah, was that? Give it plus... Just plus 3. Okay. And then another... Oof. Oof. Oh, you fool. Okay, I take it back. Visit the floating dojo is never a good idea. There you go, mate. There you fucking go. Alright. I'm gonna go tinkle. We're gonna take a little pee-pee time. I'll be right back, and we're gonna get a game in on Zen. So don't go anywhere. Guys hanging out, I see 4 of you here. Why don't you guys talk a little bit about the bands in the chat? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you want to see strides go anyway? Do you want to just cripple the ninja class entirely? Is it Bravo's time? Talk about all of that. I'll be right back after this little pee-pee time. Yes. Oh no. You didn't get any of my passwords. I am the people's champion of PP. Let's go. All right. Pure Tiger Zen. Pure Tiger Zen. I'm just running Kakura. I'm not bothering with needles. I don't care what the matchup is right now. You'll notice in a lot of our live streams here, we're just doing some casual stuff, right? Just casual, keeping it real cash. I care less about... No, I care more about Transcend. I care more about Transcend for sure. Ooh! Sheesh! I hate that that's how they started their turn, but okay, cool. This is like almost a cool hand. Right? Like, I mean, if I just play these 100 wins out, it's 1-3-3, 3 card 7. Or I could just like pitch one of them and do a 3 card 7 here. Or a 2 card 7. I actually am gonna do that. I didn't think I would, because I thought, well, yeah, I guess there's no point in just doing one. What did you say? What did you say, Victor? Like, all we really need is the power here. And then... I can't remember if I cut my red 100 wins. There you go. Got that blue in hand. We just take this. Make a tiger, play it for 3. Follow up with an aspect of tiger for 4. Aspect of tiger body for 3. Tiger for 4. 14 damage, right? Three. And... 4. This is what I prefer, man. Like, that BANS list, it came out and everyone was super geeked about it because it was really good. But it just, like... as someone I've been playing Katsu for so long that it was like, oh, so I actually didn't really get new tools, you know? Like, I mean, obviously it did. I had a hero. I have a whole new equipment suite. We're running equipment we haven't been running. That, let's see here. Can't gain. I don't care. I don't even frickin' care. Gain power? Oh, wait, I did. I do care. I do care. I care a lot. I care a lot. That's what Rowdy Locals does. I can just block this out with equipment. What was I thinking? got cocky, and that was my problem. You know? I thought too highly of myself. Cool. Whoa. If we had transcended already, we would have gotten it. Oh boy. They pummel this. And I can't cover it anyway. But yeah, this is gonna be an off turn. Like, I don't see any way around this, right? Unless I just keep my hand and let them, you know, attack me for 11. They're not difficult reads. Ah! Victor got so much better. Fuck. He's got a pummel. No. Oh, good. Isn't that neat? Chase the tail don't really do anything. I have that second chase the tail. Nice. Do it again. Dang. Okay. Now we're tigering. Except only kind of, because, like, Victor's still very much in the lead. Like, very, very, very much in the lead. Another trounce. Take that, you scallywag. See? It's not a degenerate deck anymore. It's a mid deck, and that's awesome. I love it being a mid deck. Ah. I shan't let you chokeslam me this time. If I did draw a card, I'd certainly hit Chi. I don't know if you guys can hear the music that I'm playing at all. It looks like it's coming in super faint. Put it up a bit. Oh, Carlim00, you fool! You fool! You've let me deal damage to you! Dealing damage is my win condition. Could you not? Could you not? What the fuck? Them double clicks, y'all. Praise LSS. Praise them for their prolific bans. Bye-bye, Blaze players. You can't pay to win this skirmish season. Unless you're Victor. Now I'm uncertain if I want to go for a... I could go for a Chase the Tail. I got one more Chase the Tail left. I could play Kakura, Chase the Tail. Do like Tiger, Chase the Tail. Let's start with this. The other thing I could do is I could go for a Aspect of Tiger. If I go for Aspect of Tiger, I get an additional Tiger. Or I could go for a... I mean, they're gonna have the ability to block out a lot of this. Right? So we start with 1, then we'll come in with 5. Or we could go 2, 2, 5, 2 with the second Tiger. 2, 2, 5, 2, 4. That's 15. So I could go Kakura, Tiger, Tiger Swipe, Tiger, Tiger Swipe. That's 15. I would add 4 to that. It would go 19 with Aspect of the Tiger, and I think it's just Now we want to go with this. The sequencing is weird here, though, because I still feel like we want the first Tiger Swipe to be what comes in with the boost. Because they have good 4 blocks in their deck. I think they've played all 3 Trounces. I'm pretty sure they have Trounce, Test of Strength, Trounce. They've played all 3, but I think we just had them bottom a Test of Strength. I think they have enough 4 blocks that they could cover it. But we get the most value out of them if we play them as late as we can. It's just that they're not going to be able to as easily cover it if they are for 5. I don't know if it gives me any, like, mental advantage if I play the Tiger Swipe for 5. If you guys are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, give us a like and a subscribe. We really appreciate that. We haven't been able to get an episode out in a while of the podcast. Honestly, it's been, like, weather issues, both in, like, the storm shutting down our internet and it just being too fucking hot. We are going to do this for 5. Let's get the cards out of them now. They might just give it 1 card in equipment, but I'm going to sequence it this way. If you think it's totally wrong, I totally understand that. Like I said, you do get more value of tigers the later you throw this, but I want to present an on-hit early just so that they commit now, and then my on-hit later is more likely to hit, is my thinking. And I'm going to be insufferable if this hits. Oh, you fool! You buffoon, Carlem00. You absolute nincompoop. You are... You know what? You're probably a smart person. You're probably smarter than I am. Oh, you undid it. You undid it. Are you in here, Carlem? Are you sneaking around in here? Ah. Well, guess what? I'm gonna be insufferable anyway. You stinky doo-doo person. No person is a doo-doo person. Except for Poopy. Yeah, we'll be back to doing the podcast this week. We haven't been able to get to it. Like I said, weather has been the main thing. I don't think Bryce has AC in his office. I don't have AC in the room I'm in right now. I will soon actually... I will soon have some AC, which is cool. But I currently don't. Oh, man, I was totally thinking that I was going to get a CNC pummel next turn anyway. So I know they have a pummel. Super cool. Rad. Take it. Oh, you know what? Why don't I just I guess I just do this here. No, because I could... Yeah. Draw a card. It has go again. Nice. I don't want to keep anything in my hand. Here, I just want to... because I hate this card in Arsenal so much. Like, shifting with... Swoom? Arsenaling a swoom? Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? You have any idea what you're suggesting? Do you have any idea how dangerous that could be? Swoom in Arsenal? Swoom. All game? And we've seen all 3 CNCs? Swoom. You want me to put swoom in there? Not on your life. Not on your life, kid. Not now that Bonds of Ancestry is gone. Oh, and now the 10 overpower with a pummel. Oh, they've used their tunic. Never mind. Well, gee whiz, bud. Well, gee willikers, bud. I didn't know you felt like that. Well, golly geez, bud. I didn't know you were gonna disable me. Ah, shucks. Rats. Crap. Oh, you know what's so fun? I'm about to see a hand full of Transcend cards. I'm about to draw the fattest hand of Chi. Unk? Chi. Dope. Swing hammer next. Dope. Aw, frick. We lost. Mid decks are back, baby. Bad decks are back. Let's go. All right. So this is what we did. If you're wondering, why was that deck so bad? It's because we completely got rid of any bonds. We got rid of bonds. Likewise, we got rid of Ancestral Harmony. Why did we do that? Because bonds is dumb now. No, it's not. It's still the best option you can run by far. But I'm excited to not have to run it. And I want to open up the space to go back to exploring Zen from a place of more Tiger focus. It's really cool that people found what worked for him and found a really strong list. But I never really cared for that list. Now, if we go back to Katsu, Katsu got really hurt by this. Like, really hurt. I played a game earlier, got, like, absolutely obliterated by Adori. Definitely wasn't my best game I've played, but also, let's just get this out of the way right now. I never, ever, ever want to see this card. It's so bad. Oh boy, it's bad. Katsu got a lot worse. A lot worse. Bonds of Ancestry was such a consistent line. I think truly we're just gonna have to, as Katsu players, retool the deck entirely. That's what I think is gonna come out of this. I'm also gonna put this back in my inventory. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Could be good. But I think we're gonna have to retool the deck completely as Katsu players, which is why I'm extra happy that I've got the Tiger deck, right? I think this deck is better than the Bonds list without having access to 7 Bonds, which is what I was running. 3 Bonds, as I mentioned earlier, means that like you're just not doing a triple Bonds turn unless you just have the Bonds in your hand. If you have it naturally somehow, you know, you can do that, but I mean, you can't tutor off of Mask of Pouncing Lynx for one. So you could, you know, if you had Hardened Cross Straps, you could break it for Surging Strike. If Surging Strike hit, you could use Mask to get a Descendant. And let's say you have a Bonds in your arsenal and 2 other Bonds in your hands. A bad hand, first of all. You don't like that hand. But if you do that, you can then do a triple Bonds if you have 2 Whelming Gust Waves. They have to be Whelming because you can't pay for them in your graveyard. And you have to break your boots. So it used to be that you would generally have to break your boots to do a triple Bonds turn. Now you have to break your boots unless you have a way of, are you making vigor tokens? Are you, you know, do you run energy pots? Like, what is the way that you're getting excess resources? Because even if you pitch a blue, play your Surging Strike and then a Whelming into a Bonds, if you target a Descendant, you're out, like, you're out of resources. Your next one, your next card that you target with Bonds will not be able to activate Bonds unless you break your boots or you get a resource. So in a Tunic list, you can do it. I think this is the better Katsu list right now. I don't think it's particularly close. This just feels much better to me. It feels much better. We can get a game on that in a second. Let's pull up the banned and restricted list. So we had some other stuff get banned as well. Classic Constructed. What do I have to do for this? Flesh and blood and okay, we found a, oh wait, there it is. It's the 3rd one down. Channel Lake Frigid Unrestricted. I don't have any opinions about that. What up, Jamie? My dog. I don't have any opinions about, what the freaking heck even is freaking this? Okay. What's happening? Am I not clicking the right thing? Last updated July 8th. Okay, so it's not the article. But they banned, or they Channel Lake Frigid, was it? Right? Let's go back to the Reddit thread, just so I have it in front of me. Bonds, yellow and blue, banned. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Katsu is so much worse. He's so much worse now. Channel Lake Frigid. I'm happy for you Icelander players. I'm happy for Icelander players. They needed that. But I don't really care because I have never played Living Legend and I'm not against playing Living Legend. I just don't really, you know, like it seems to me that the like key selling point is a little bit too much like hey, like you ever want to play Flesh and Blood's most toxic decks again? And no, not really. And you know, at first it was like, okay, well, we're gonna have limited bans and everything, but they got rid of that immediately. They were like, nah, we're gonna need to take care of Starvo. And now I don't know. I don't know what it'll take to get me interested in playing Living Legend. Actually, I do. I'll just have to want to play my old Katsu list. I just got a Living Legend deck. That's what just happened. I just got a deck for Living Legend. Cool. Maybe I'll throw in a little. The following changes to Blitz are made. As previously announced, Crown of Seeds is banned. Don't care. Aether Wildfire is banned. Aether Flare is banned. Yeah. I really think Skirmish Season was gonna suck if they didn't do that. Skirmish Season would have been, like, just so awful. We expect that Katsu can still find ways to bring dishonor upon all of his opponents, perhaps with some coming help from the Rosetta expansion slot. People were looking at that and saying things like this person here. So what does that mean? A dishonor-like card that doesn't require bonds, reprinting dishonor to not require bonds? Like, no. It doesn't have... Like, I think people were thinking about it too much like Shifting Winds of the Mystic Beast, right? They saw that card and now it's like... I think people were just thinking, like, design-wise, like, oh, is it going to change a card's name? Is it, like, are they going to change dishonor somehow? Very likely what it lets you do is it lets you tutor a card, right? Or maybe you can rename one card, you know, like instead of be like water, it's a card that when you play it, you can pay a resource and name your next card, much like the mask does. But I don't think it's going to be a real change to that line. All right. I think I've done enough streaming for tonight. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, which was very little. I played 2 games. I lost both of them. I played them poorly, but I am wearing a bandana with chickens on it. And I am trying new things. Maybe I'll even try leg tap. Who knows? I'm a new man. I'm not a new man, but I'm a new man, right? I'm more of an enigma man. I'm an enigma. But I'm not new. Or zen. Bravo. They gotta stop naming these heroes like this. They gotta stop naming the heroes like this. Like, the next brood is just gonna be named, like, Smasher or Crasher. Oh, maybe that's what we get for, that's what we should get for Christmas this year. We should get, like, Wendigos as reindeers and their brutes. That would be pretty sick. Anyway, thank you guys for joining the stream. I hope that you didn't spend all kinds of money expecting to be able to win your skirmish season on Blaze. I hope you didn't commit too heavily to Zen. And I hope most of all that you enjoy what changes this brings to the meta. And more important than that, I hope you love yourself. This is Swami Poopy saying good night.